Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. Today's material is dedicated to feline snorting, not snoring, but snorting. Cats often make a variety of sounds that we simply can't identify and really understand, especially if they happen at seemingly random times and are few and far between. And while snorting is typically nothing to be concerned about, knowing why some cats snort can help you to potentially know whether your feline's noises are harmless or potentially serious. Before we take a closer look at that somewhat unique topic, let's first explore today's topic overview. Snorting in cats sounds like sneezing. Unlike the involuntary reaction of sneezing, snorting is a manual reaction, many times, that attempts to remove allergens, foreign matter, and irritants caused by respiratory infections or viruses from the nasal passage. It is more common in brachycephalic breeds with short faces and narrow nostrils. Some cats will also snort to scare off predators or rival cats. So, as you can tell, most of the time the act of snorting is controlled. It's not a random sound, but rather one that is voluntary. However, persistent snorting, voluntary or not, and snorting that is accompanied by hard or fast breathing can be concerning and is something that should always be monitored, as a trip to the vet could be in order. Before we introduce today's first video subsection, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for stopping by today, the best audience on the feline wing of the internet. Hello and welcome to the first time viewers and to the seasoned pros. Welcome back. If you enjoyed today's presentation and find it informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share the content. It is our mission to serve the feline community and do it with a kind heart and a smile. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to join us, and we do hope to see you again in future content. Now, feline snorting. What's it all about? Let's explore. The what and the why, that must be answered before we can truly tackle the major concerns that can come from snorting. It's critical to separate the harmless from the serious. As we noted a bit earlier, snorting is a bit similar to sneezing, as the goal, at least most of the time, is to expel air and do so with some level of force. This is why it's often voluntary. If your cat is attempting to remove dirt from the nasal passage, especially if the passage has become irritated, a snort could occur. While snorting, although not something you might expect from your cat, is fairly normal, always be mindful of snorting that really doesn't seem to stop. Your cat could be attempting to remove debris and seemingly be doing so in vain, or having some level of respiratory or nasal distress in which the snorting simply cannot be controlled. A condition known as rhinitis, which involves the swelling of the mucous membrane of the nose, can be responsible for snorting. This ailment, along with the feline herpes virus type 1, can be quite concerning, especially the latter, as it can result in your pet becoming a lifelong carrier, therefore ushering in the potential to infect other felines. Nasopharyngeal polyps can also promote some level of snorting. Developing in the middle ear, these polyps can impact your cat's ability to breathe as the polyps grow and expand and potentially obstruct your cat's airflow. The result of these polyps can cause a snorting sound to be produced with almost every breath. Other reasons of a non-disease and virus variety involve brachycephalic breeds and also snorting that is used as a warning sign or warning signal against predators and other foes. In respect to brachycephalic felines, snorting often occurs due to their facial structure, narrow nostrils, and soft palates. This puts them at risk for various degrees of respiratory distress. Persian and Himalayans are known to snort more often compared to other breeds. While every cat can snort either due to deliberate action or sickness, brachycephalic cats tend to snort a bit louder and more frequent regardless of overall general health. And finally, snorting as somewhat of a warning call. Some cats will snort as a means of self-defense. This can be done with an open mouth and a sharp exhale. This is used to scare away predators and other animals they view as a threat. In this context, the snorting is almost like a hacking or a retching type sound. Cats can typically snort in this fashion around week 3 of life, but typically reserve it only for times of great threat. And depending on your cat's living environment, it's possible to have never heard your cat snort in this posture. While we briefly mentioned 3 health concerns, a breed concern, if you will, and attempting to remove some amount of dust, debris, and other foreign objects, the concerning angles exist with the frequency of the snorts and the duration of the event as a whole. In respect to a potential problem, be mindful of the following. If the snorting is accompanied by other symptoms that fail to get better with rest, such as excessive eye or nasal discharge that lingers for days and even weeks, if the snorting exists only it occurs in certain areas of your home, this could point to some type of allergic reaction. If the snorting is not only regular but also aggressive, your pet could have something lodged in the nasal passage or the throat that is hindering breathing. And lastly, pay attention to your cat's overall behavior, eating and drinking habits, and weight. If snorting is accompanied by listlessness, a refusal to eat or drink, and weight loss, we encourage you to take your pet to the vet immediately. Snorting in the normal and natural sense should never impact your cat's behavior or overall physical state of being. Make sure that your pet is not dealing with a breathing issue or a virus or disease. If your cat is healthy and all medical concerns have been ruled out from a virus, disease, and airway blockage standpoint, yet snoring has continued to some degree, your cat could be suffering from an in home irritant. In respect to prevention, the first goal is to provide a clean living space. This is good for both animal and human alike. Make sure that your home is free of dust as much as reasonably possible, and that the air is fresh, not loaded with chemicals to make your house smell fresh, but actually fresh. If you have any level of sinus or allergy concerns, you'll certainly know what I mean. Pollution elimination is the objective. Your cat will feel better and breathe better, and so will you. Our next prevention tip involves dust free litter. I've heard football running backs described as 3 yards and a cloud of dust. Well, that's certainly not what you're looking for with your feline. Dust particles disturb the air, and when they're inhaled, they can cause your cat some grief, irritating those rather sensitive throat and nasal passages. If your cat has allergies or asthma, dusty litter can make things even worse. Change your cat's litter to a hypoallergenic brand that is of the clumpy variety rather than a dust cloud. And finally, how about a hot shower? Well, more so in the vicinity of a hot shower. Allowing your cat to breathe in the steam can open and soothe nasal passages. 10 to 15 minutes in a moist air environment can relieve your cat's congestion. If your feline will tolerate such a setting, then go for it. That steam that fogs up your bathroom mirror could eliminate your cat's pesky snort. And on that note, that will close things out for the video portion of today's material. However, if you'd like more information concerning this rather unique topic, we've got you covered over at seniorcatwellness.com. There you will find just about the entire menu of info regarding snorting. It's everything that we've talked about here today and so much more. If you'd like to check out our written content, and we certainly hope you do, it's available to you by clicking the initial link in the description box below. And once again, if you've enjoyed what we've brought to the table here today and would like to see and hear more, please like and share this video and subscribe to the SeniorCatWellness.com official YouTube channel. It would be greatly appreciated. And until our paths cross again, and I certainly hope they do, we'd like to thank you once again for joining us today. Please have a wonderful day. All the best to you and yours, and we will talk to you later.